Hey, what's good, man? What's good? What's good with y'all? We up in the building, man. Jay Z, Jay Z, Jay Z. You read it right, what I said. And that's a play on what people always say when something happens to an entertainer, a black entertainer. And I think that comes from Bill Cosby, where people make the joke like, oh, they were about to buy something. They were about to take over and do this. They had a plan. They had bought a whole catalog. And this is why the powers that be are doing this to Jay-Z. Now, if you don't know, Jay-Z has been hit with allegations. He's been put into that whole thing with P. Diddy, saying that him and P. Diddy in 2000 at an awards show, backstage or a house somewhere, they essayed a 13-year-old girl. Now, these are horrible, horrible allegations. It's unthinkable to think about something like this, but is it something new that we haven't seen before when it comes to the music industry? We've heard stories, we've seen things. People have been prosecuted for things like this, and not just black people. It's been other people in the what is the guy name? I can't remember his name, but the guy, the producer from Nickelodeon. It's a long list of people that have been found guilty or exposed for SAing children, whether it be in the entertainment or it be in the, in the music industry. And so black people, you know, we look at these people as heroes, celebrities that have become heroes in our community, right? Celebrities. Hey, what's up with you, Kudash? Celebrities have become heroes in the black community. And so it is a psychological thing that's done to black people when they see these celebrities take a hard fall. We don't know, we can't say whether or not Jay-Z is actually guilty, but we know that birds of a feather flock together. We know that much. We know that much. You know what I'm saying? Drug dealers is not hanging with doctors. They might be in a similar type of business, prescribing drugs, but the point is that, a scientist is not hanging out with, a scam artist. People that are like-minded and think alike tend to congregate and hang with one another and tend to frequent one another and go out and be good friends. And so if you're in that industry is a dark industry to be in. And black people coming out the hood, we aspire to either be in the entertainment industry or sports. That's what we aspire to. And then for a lot of us, when that don't pan out, we go to the military. We try to make something out of ourselves because we don't actually have, we don't actually have other things that are promoted to us. Like, it's not promoted to us. Not saying we don't do it and we can't do it, but it's not promoted to be a doctor or be a lawyer or to be, a professional in some other field. It's not promoted. A scientist. Many black children are good at science. Many black children are great at art. We have a lot of different abilities, but usually we're aiming for that success, that quick rags to riches story, coming from the hood and getting a rap contract. But you see right here, this is how it ends. We have so many examples of how it actually ends. Don't nobody want to actually deal with that. Nobody wants to deal with the fact of, we got many examples of how being in that industry ends, but you have thousands, even right now, thousands of young brothers and sisters that is trying to get into that industry. When this stuff comes out, you got to really think about it. Who knows what has happened to, the likes of like the Cardi B's and the Megan Thee Stallions and the, the Little Kims, the Foxy Browns, and, those type of women rappers, who knows, excuse me, who knows what they done went through? You know, you really only hear stuff about the men, you know, these scandals and these things that people are accusing them of. And so it takes me back to that Colin Kaepernick thing with Jay-Z too, which was crazy because he just basically took a dump on everything that Colin Kaepernick had just stood for by signing a deal with the NFL. Now, I remember speaking out against that, and black people were saying, like, that's black excellence. Jay-Z is black excellence. You know, this deal is going to make a lot of money. You're a hater. Y'all hating on Jay-Z. Y'all don't want to see black people win, blah, 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 all of this stuff. Well, that basically just stopped Colin Kaepernick's whole thing, right? Because now they made a deal to where now they were doing the halftime shows where Colin Kaepernick had a wave where brothers was kneeling and not standing for the flag and, you know, fighting back against the injustices against black people. And Jay-Z is all for the bread, and people, black people, because you idolize these entertainers so much, you were like, man, that's a good thing. It's a good thing that he signed, the Rock Nation signed a contract with the NFL. Now, I don't wish anything bad on Jay-Z or anybody like that, but what black people have to understand is that entertainers are not leaders. Entertainers are not leaders. And let's just look at the track record of the entertainment industry. We done seen so many bad things come up out of that thing, right? And it's like you shoot up high, you up in the air, flying as high as you can, and then you get shot down. It always ends negatively for brothers and sisters in the entertainment industry. Everybody loves you when you shooting up high, you're on the Billboard charts, you're making money, you know, you here, you there, and then some scandal comes out, and then everybody turns their back on you, everybody hates you, you're all in the news, in the media, and that plane has been shot down. And it always ends like that. Before I even learned the truth, I used to say, like, and a lot of people will say this, a lot of people, this is the frame of thought, they blame it on the man. They'll blame, you know, they don't let you get up out of the entertainment industry without putting some smut on your name, without putting some dirt on your name. But we know what the entertainment industry is, and these brothers and sisters, they have to take some accountability. The Jay-Z's, the R. Kelly's, the P. Diddy's, for whatever they did. It's not like people are just attacking these people. And you have to really ask yourself, are the victims, the people that are actually victims, are they just making these things up? Are they real victims? So it's two sides to that whole thing, man. Two sides to that whole thing. And, you know, we have to understand, I have to say this again, we just got to get it through our head that these people are not leaders. These people are entertainers. And at no point in time has entertainers actually been looked at as people of esteem, people that are leaders, people that you should pattern your life behind. But when you look at the black community, we are patterning our lives behind celebrities. We are trying to live the lives that celebrities live. We're trying to do the things that celebrities do. We're on drugs like the celebrities are. We pattern everything we do after the celebrities. And I'm not saying all black people, but I'm saying the majority of black people are very influenced, easily influenced by celebrities, and people won't admit that. People will not admit that they are easily influenced by what they see celebrities do. The visuals that you see, it's a psychological thing too. Like when you go and you look at what they say about images and how they say images stick into your mind. Well, if you add words to those images, they stick into your mind a lot longer. So say, for instance, like a commercial. This is the reason why commercials will never go away. This is the reason why you get all of those banner ads on when you're on a website popping up, all those pop-ups. This is the reason why you see advertisements all the time, is because those things stick in your mind. Now, people won't admit that they're influenced by certain things, but this is the reason why they put a juicy hamburger on the screen and have somebody bite it and it looks delicious, because it does something inside your head. And then next thing you know, you want to try out that new burger at some joint that you saw in a commercial, because it works. It works. When you're scrolling down on a Facebook feed and things pop up, advertisement, clothes, shoes, or something, most times people click on these things, jewelry, click on them. Why? Because it works. So in the same way, the imagery that is pushed out by the entertainment industry, as far as the black image, as far as like the rap game, that imagery we try to live out. No one will admit it, but they have done studies on this. This is a fact. This has been research. It's a fact that people are influenced by what they see. So when they see Cardi B, they see Megan Thee Stallion, Sexy Red twerking and tooting their behind up, or nowadays you just see regular women, regular people on social media twerking half naked. Everybody wants to emulate that because they see the attention that this person is getting. Not to mention, you can make money on Instagram by showing your body. It's just to me, it's a different form of prostitution. But the point is that people are heavily influenced by what they see. Black people are heavily influenced by these entertainers, looking at Jay-Z and Beyonce, looking at people's relationships. And so you want to emulate that. You want to live that extravagant lifestyle that you see in the magazines and on social media, but these people are not people that you should be trying to live like. You shouldn't be trying to live like people like that, right? And these people, these entertainers, they're in a dark world. They are in a world where many of them have to give up everything. They have to sell their souls in order to be in that world. They have to become a different person, and they have to cut friends, family, and everybody off to even be in that entertainment world. You know what I mean? Like it's a pipe dream for you to believe that you're going to become this rap star. Like, there's a lot of talented black people that could rap. Just like when you look at sports, there's a lot of talented brothers and sisters in the hood that never made it, that are just as good as Michael Jordan. They're just that just never made it. They didn't find that lane. But when it comes to this entertainment stuff, especially those higher echelons who are at the top, man, only the Lord knows what they be doing up in those parties. You know what I'm saying? And like I said before, they be so high that, when that plane gets shot down, it's like a crash. It's like an airplane crash when it's time to come down. You know what I mean? And it's just not nothing for us to be trying to follow. And so what goes up must come down. And you have to help look at the accountability factor, as far as, the Jay-Z's, the P. Diddy's of the world, and the sisters. When they're in that industry, they make those choices to do what they do. They make those choices. You know what I mean? Those choices are made. Let me play this slide while I'm talking. They make those choices. They make those choices to do, whatever they doing. It ain't just all the man, or people are attacking them. People are trying, black people can't never win. Somebody is always trying to attack us and bring us down. I learned a long time ago that you can't look at celebrities as an example on how to live. Black people, you basically champion and support the things that are detrimental to our people, and you'll rally behind it. It was some horrible things that came out about R. Kelly, but black people still listen to his music, still support him. Why? Because we don't really care. You know what I'm saying? We watch these people grow and become what they are, and also then become a monster doing things behind the scenes. And we try to make excuses for it. We try to figure out, how can we rationalize this in our head? How can we rationalize the horrible things we're hearing about these Black entertainers that we have propped on a pedestal to the point of being gods? Literally, to the point of being gods is how a lot of people would look at a Beyonce or a Jay-Z or a Puff Daddy or a R. Kelly. You hear Black people today defend R. Kelly as though, you know, the things that he did were horrible, but his music is just so great. His music is just so iconic. And so we have a real problem with accountability as a whole, as a group of people, and morality. We have a real problem with that. We have an issue with accepting that the fact that we will accept anything. As long as it makes us feel good, we will accept anything in our community. Excuse me. We will accept anything. Right? But we can't accept anything. You make these people gods in the community. The entertainers are like gods, and they're considered leaders in the Black community. You can't go to no other community and people in the entertainment are considered the leaders. Other communities have real actual leaders. Black people don't have real actual leaders. Our leaders are walking around with their pants hanging off their tail. Our leaders are on stage twerking with a funky behind in the air. Those are the leaders of the Black community. That is the psychological, those are the psychological leaders, not the literal ones. Now, the real literal Black leaders are what you can call 304s for the government, meaning they're just yes men. Real Black leaders that we actually have are just yes men. Okay. But why don't we look at the people that are on the grassroots, that on the ground level? There's many brothers and sisters that are doing real things, that are doing things that should be looked at as influential, that should be looked at as great, that are not on TV. They're not on television. You might find them on YouTube. You might find them, somewhere on social media, but those type of people don't get the love that the Jay-Z's and the R. Kellys and the P. Diddy's get. They don't get that same love. They don't get that. People don't even look their way. You know what I mean? But we idolize these people just to be crushed when it all falls down. Now, I'm going to make it clear that I'm not saying that, I don't know what happened. But I know if your name is put in something like that there's an inkling, a possibility that there could be some truth to it, just because of the things that we have seen come out of the entertainment industry. We have seen the track record of what it produces. We've seen all of the scandals of what goes on behind the scenes. And so this is nothing new. It's nothing new at all, And this is just a reminder to Black people, or not a reminder. This should open Black folks' eyes to see that these people are not the people you should be looking at as someone to follow and try to be like. I believe some of y'all probably got shrines in your homes because you worship these people like gods. And these people are people just like you and me. They have the same emotions that we go through. The only difference is they have fame and fortune, and only the Lord knows what they have to do to hold on to that. Who knows the secrets that these people are holding? And many people are looking at their lifestyle like you want it. Like, I want that lifestyle. I want to be able to, walk the red carpet and, get up and do what I want to do, travel, go where I want to go, be loved by everybody. But that's probably a very hellish existence. It looks good from the outside, but a lot of these people, and you see it, a good example is those people that be on television, those reality TV shows, where they are more destroyed than the average person. They are dysfunctional. They fighting and arguing. They can't get along. Something is always wrong with them. They're on drugs, but you want their life because you see, oh, they on television. They got a good life. You know what I'm saying? That's the life that I want. Sisters, this, what you say? You said, the difference is they made a pact with the Europeans that they couldn't get out of. Right. Listen, sign a deal with the devil. Sign a deal with the devil, and he might just come back to collect. You know what I mean? He might just, he might just need that a little later. He might need that pack back. You know what I'm saying? You borrowed a little something, you signed your name on the dotted line, and he might just come back to collect. That's what I was saying earlier. I was saying that, these people have to sell their soul. They have to give up everything. They have to cut family and friends off. And who knows what goes on in those parties? You have many people that say what goes on. I've heard what goes on. But without solid proof, we can't just say it, right? We can't just say this is what goes on. But I've heard that it's mansions filled with rooms of people doing all kind of things, drugs everywhere. And the things that have came out about P. Diddy, I mean, that's just crazy. Drugs in the baby oil, put the baby oil on you and you pass out, or slipping drugs in people's drinks and they pass out. Like, that's just crazy. But birds of a feather flock together. Like, people, I mean, look at the pictures. It's so many instances where you see Jay-Z with P. Diddy. Like, they really tight, And so, I mean, unfortunately, it's an image, because I believe Jay-Z got a good image before this. Maybe the thing that happened with Beyonce's sister, where they got into it in the elevator, maybe. But other than that, I can't think of anything, anything that's like a bad look on Jay-Z. But this right here is a horrible look. But I'm not surprised. I'm more surprised at Black folks that will continue to support, the Jay-Z's and the R. Kellys after the horrible things come out. The thing is, it shows you that Black people don't have morals. Black people don't have morals. It ain't your fault, because your morals come from the people that had you in chains at one point in time. So your morals are non-existent. Black people morals are like this. If it's okay to do in society, that means that it's okay. That's Black people's morals. Black people's morals is, as long as the man don't say that I'm wrong for doing it, then it must be good. So as long as they say that I'm okay with being half naked and twerking on the internet, it shouldn't be nothing wrong with it. Why do you care? As long as I can walk around outside in a bikini, why do you care? As long as I can promote drug selling and drug using in my music and nobody is saying anything about it, why should I care? What's a common thing that Black people say? To each his own. Like, we don't even want to deal with anything righteous, anything moral. We don't want to confront nothing that is evil. We would rather just let it go. We would rather not deal with it, right? But the minute somebody hurts our people, we up in arms. We're quick to do that, but we're not quick to correct one another in the right way. We're super quick to to protest, which is, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it, but we're super quick to fight back in that way. But when it's your own people destroying your own people, you ain't got nothing to say. It's to each his own. That's it. You ain't got nothing to say. You don't even care. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's a lot of Black folks mad right now because of what the allegations that's coming out. and trying to defend Jay-Z and saying, oh, Jay-Z was this, he was doing this. You know, the man was after him and the man was trying to do this to him. And they always want to take our heroes down. Entertainers are not heroes, man. Entertainers are not really, entertainers are not even important in history of the world. Entertainers were basically like people to keep the masses entertained and asleep. But in the Black community, entertainers are like guys. The Black community, entertainers are leaders. Entertainers, they use entertainers to tell you to go vote in the Black community. They use entertainers to tell you how you should act and behave in certain situations. They bring entertainers out to speak peace to the people. Like that's in a Black community, entertainers are the leaders. It's backwards. And our entertainers are like children based on the image that they promote. We are children in this world. When you look at Black women, I know this, listen, the Bible tell you that I have found one woman in 1,000, meaning there's one woman per 1,000 women that is solid, that gets it, that understands. You would think that Black women would be upset at the image of how sisters promote themselves. That image is what people in other countries, that's what they think of our sisters. They think that Black women are like Sexy Red. They think that Black women are like Megan Thee Stallion. They look at Black women like that. That's the image that's promoted. The image of the Black male, the image of the Black man. His pants is hanging down. He does a lot of drugs. He'll pull a switch out on you in a second. Why? Because that's what's promoted in the music. That's the image. But these are the people that we looking at in the Black community, not me, but our people. They look at these people as though they are leaders and they are something to aspire to be like. But that image is a childish image of Black men and Black women. And that's the best we got. Somewhere it got messed up. Real Black leaders are in the community, raising up their people, teaching their people, feeding their people, going to the widows, going to the homeless, mentoring the children. That's what real Black people are doing. Real Black leaders are doing. And they're not plastered on the television screen. They're not on, social media, doing live videos, arguing with other celebrities. They're doing real things in real time in grassroots, on the ground level. Those are real leaders. Those are real leaders. Sister said, that's the sad part. I really hate this attack on our people, but until we unite, this will continue to happen. Some of us are experiencing the awakening, but many choose to stay asleep. Right. A lot of our people choose to stay asleep, but what you said is the truth. Things like this will continue to happen because we are not united as a people. We can't get it together, right? It's not something that like, don't get me wrong. I hate it too. I hate to see the destruction of our people. This is the best that we have. And even with that, we still make bad choices. Even a multimillionaire, a billionaire still makes horrible choices. We refuse to wake up to the fact that we are God's chosen people and that we should be living righteous. Let me tell you something. If we were to unite and we were to say, I'm going to put down drugs, I'm going to stop hating on other Black people for no reason, I'm going to look out for my people, I'm going to teach my people, I'm going to look out for my sisters. If we were to do that, it wouldn't matter whatever any other race is trying to do to us. They wouldn't be able to touch us. We would literally be invincible. But in order for us to be invincible, it's not building a legacy and making as much money as you want to have. It's being unified and being a righteous people. That's how you become invincible. That's how you become untouchable. But somewhere along the line, we went from thinking like a community to thinking as individuals. So now the Black community really is, everybody is about self, individuals. And if a Black person has some information, if they have a way to help Black people, instead of just helping them, what they tend to do is try to make money off of them. They tend to try to sell somebody the help, right? So yeah, man, I wasn't trying to go too long. I wanted to tap in on this. And I put what I put. Yeah, I said what I said. You know, Jay-Z was about to buy NBC because, you know, there'll be a lot of brothers and sisters that's going to come out and say, like, they're doing this on purpose. They're trying to pull him down on purpose. But they said originally in that lawsuit against P. Diddy, Jay-Z was brought up, but they didn't have, you know, the adequate evidence to put him in there. So since then, I guess they got the adequate evidence and they amended the lawsuit and added Jay-Z to the lawsuit. It's a horrible thing, man. And we have to stop being so evil and wicked to our people. We have to stop abusing our women. Have to stop, you know, abusing children. Like that's a like, I'm saying allegedly, but for this, these things do happen, y'all. I know y'all would like to think that these things don't happen, but these things do happen. And the thing is that, you know, that's ugly. That's real ugly. That's a real ugly thing. There was a video, I believe it was with Foxy Brown. Let me get this video real quick. Let me see. I'm gonna get to your comments, sis. Let me just see if I can find this video that I've seen. Let's see. Oh man, I don't know where I've seen it at. Maybe I saw it on Facebook. Let's see. Didn't see it on Instagram. Maybe I saw it on Facebook. I'm gonna look. Maybe if I can't find it, what I'll do is I'll revisit it. Let me see. Where is it at? I don't know where I seen that video, but it's an old interview with Foxy Brown. Crazy work. And she's very young. And it's talking about this subject. So the sister said, yep, it's the greed. If they took that money and invested it into the land, we could rebuild. A moneyless society can't exist without organizing. I'm assuming that's what you were saying. He was buying NBC and Diddy challenged the Europeans. They just aired their dirty laundry because they challenged their power. A Black man challenging their power when they already fears. What did they expect? I mean, what you have to also understand is this is not nothing new. Say like P. Diddy, right? Because he's got a lot of stuff against him. Let's just say that what we know from that video what happened with Cassie. We see him swinging her around, you know, treating her like a nigga, right? Who did Diddy learn that from? He had to learn. At one time, Diddy was he was being mentored. He was being trained. He was hungry to be successful in the music industry. But for him to be that way, he had to have seen this. The point that I'm making is that although you see this happen a lot with Black people, Black entertainers, you don't think those music execs are doing the same thing? The people that are cutting their checks, they're doing the same thing. They're doing the same thing. You know? They're doing the same thing. So, but you see they move differently when it's one of theirs. It kind of like it's not even news after a while. You don't hear about it anymore. They move real different when it's one of theirs. I believe the dude from Nickelodeon, when it came out about him, I think he probably did some time, a little bit, but I think he got hired by some other studio. Y'all know the one, y'all would know, y'all probably would know that the heavy set producer guy that was back in the day, he was producing that comedy show with all the kids together on one show, like All That. Well, you know, everything came out about him. He's back working. You know, they just kept it quiet and everything, did what they had to do. And I heard that he's hired by another studio, right? But the black entertainers that get up in this industry and do those things, they're seeing it from the people that put them on, and the people that put them on got put on by the higher execs. And when you get to the high execs of these corporations of the music industry, a lot of these people are either you know, white Americans or they're Jewish folks. I'm just saying. Hey, listen, I got a couple people in here, man. Like the video, share the video. All right. What the sister said. She said exactly, absolutely. No thing is new. This is a vicious cycle learned from them. Exactly. Yeah. Now, the fact that we learned it from them, it's like we can do it, and we'll let y'all do it. Just don't get too big for you. Yeah. Stay in your place, Negro. Stay in your place. Stay in your place. Like, it's like a checking. And you know somebody's behind the scenes, like, yeah, he thought he was him, but I'm him. I make the calls. I'm the one that pulled the strings. And so, like, that just goes back to what I'm saying. Like, even though these brothers and sisters may have learned this thing from the people that put them on into the rap industry or the music industry, that's what I was thinking too, sis. I'm not, you know, back in the day, I used to read about that stuff. You said it's a humiliating ritual. I used to read about that stuff back in the day. I don't really be on that time no more, because I just recognize that the man is the devil, period. So anything I hear, I know I can't put it past them. At one point in time, it was a conspiracy theory that the American government put crack cocaine in black communities. And it was a conspiracy theory. And you know what they say about people that say conspiracy theories without any truth, without any proof? They say you a wacko in the head. Well, then it came out that it was actually true. So like I said, I don't put too much past them, right? But I was wondering that thing about it. It crossed my mind randomly. I seen a picture of Drake, man, and he looking real effeminate, taking these pictures with ponytails and posing and like kind of like a woman and all that. And I'm like, is this one of those things where they make you do that? Like, what is making him pose like that and do his hair like a schoolgirl with barrettes and stuff in his head? And so what you just said came to mind. Is it a humiliating ritual? You go down low and then we're going to rise you up to the highest highs all over again. We're going to break you, then build you up. I don't know. Listen, it's just a theory. It's just a thought. I'm not saying that it is real, but it makes you wonder. It damn sure makes you wonder, right? They don't have, you said, they don't have power over us. We give it to them. Exactly. Thank you for saying that, because it reminded me of what I was going to say. You know, black folks coming from the hood, we be so hungry to make it. Now you think about a P. Diddy out of New York, hungry, starving to make it in the industry, willing to do whatever to get to where he's trying to go. The mindset of black people is like that in this industry. It's like you're so hungry and you're starving. You want to get up out the hood. You want to change your life. You want to, you know, that rags to riches story. You're hungry and you're starving, and you're willing to do whatever you have to do in order to make it, in order to come back to the hood with a stack of money in order to buy your mama a house, in order to do all of the things that you grew up seeing on television, you're willing to do those things. People think that people that would just walk away when asked, oh, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do that. And some of these things may be horrible. Most people are not strong enough to turn down millions of dollars in a contract, and you ain't never had nothing. You ain't never had nothing. And now you're being given the keys. What you think in your head is the keys to life, to really living that life. How many people you think is going to turn that down? Now, I know it's people that have turned it down because they've said it in interviews. Dave Chappelle said it in an interview. He turned it down, right? He turned down $50 million. But this is the dilemma that they put us in. You coming from a poor existence. You coming from the hood. Your music is buzzing. Your music is, is growing. They see potential in you. And when I say potential, they see how they can make money off of you. That's the potential they see off of you. They see how you're going to make money for their company. And then they give you these ultimatums and they give you these requirements. How many people are able to turn that down? How many people are grounded in themselves? How many Black folks you think are grounded in themselves to say, you know what? I'll do it the hard way. If that's what I have to do, I don't want that. I don't want it. How many people you think are really like that? How many people you think are grounded with that type of morality in their soul? Because you're dealing with the soul. You're dealing with the soul of a person, and they're looking at it like, damn, I can change my whole family's life today. I can change everything about my life today. I can have this in my life. I can get my kids back. I can buy my mama a house. I can buy, I can get any car that I want. I can get the jewelry that I want. Man, my life will be the shit. It will be dope. It's not too many people right now, after even seeing everything that has came out of this music industry, that would turn that down. It's not too many people that's going to turn that down. They're not going to turn that down just because of the hunger that they got to have a better life. And these record companies, they know this. They know this. And that's why you see people end up in those 360 deals and end up in those deals where they end up owing the record company, and they still owe the record company 3 albums, 4 albums. They in debt. They got to go work, make content, make music, make art, just to become free, just to get free from the record label. And a lot of them, I guess they learn later that it's better to just do it a different way. It's better to not just sign your name on that dotted line, because you're signing a deal with the devil and you won't never see anything. But yeah, man, what y'all think though? What y'all think? I see y'all up in here. Sister been rocking with me. This has been a live between me and Sisters TV. Yeah, man, but this is just something for Black people to think about. It's something for Black folks to see that these people are not leaders. Stole it from us and making us pay them for what they stole. For real. Real talk. Real talk, sis. Right on. Shout out to you. They take what we got. They even do that indirectly. You see these kids on TikTok, somebody comes up with a dance or something, they'll take that dance. They'll repackage that dance, and the next thing you know, they'll be doing the dance, and they'll give it a different name. You can't actually watch television or nothing like that without hearing Black culture used in TV programming and in commercials. Like our slang, a lot of catchphrases that we come up with, they use those with the quickness. They use, because we got all the flavor. We definitely have all the flavor. We don't have the, oh yeah. We definitely have all the flavor, right? But we don't have the education when it comes to these industries at how they prey on us. And we're looking at these people that give us a contract with all this money as friends. But these people are just looking at us like we're prey and they're vultures. If they can give you $1 million contract, what do you think they getting paid? That's the same thing I talk about with like the NFL and the NBA. If they can get, a $40 million contract for 3 years, 4 years, how much do you think the man that's cutting the check is getting paid? Like the money that we are getting is pennies on the dollar compared to what they getting off of our backs, off of our hard work, our blood, sweat, and tears, our music, our artwork. Michael said something good that I thought about, and I didn't want to sound insensitive when saying it. A 13-year-old going to a party, an after party, is their parents? Life insurance on 360 deal. Ooh, bro, you said some stuff. Now I thought that, and I was going to say that, but I didn't want to sound insensitive. But why is a 13-year-old at a party? And you know what? I didn't want to sound insensitive. It's because we live in such a sensitive society now. You can't say nothing, man. Even on here on YouTube, I got to watch what I say. I got to think about what I say. You know what I mean? But why is a 13-year-old at an after party? Where are her parents? That lets you know off top that 13-year-old is either someone that was living in a dysfunctional home, or was a runaway, or living in a foster home or something. How did you end up at an after party with these entertainers at 13 years old? How? Either you come from a broken home with a mother and father on drugs or not present, or you just like a runaway. That's the only, in my mind, the way I'm thinking, that's the only way I see that a 13-year-old could have ended up there. Also, earlier, Michael, what he brought out is the life insurance on those 360 deals. So they put life insurance on these deals because they already looking at it like something's going to happen to this particular rapper. Somebody might just try to take him out. That should make brothers actually think, sisters actually think, if you're in that position to sign a contract, have somebody that actually is knowledgeable about these contracts. If you're not knowledgeable, you're not, your comprehension skills ain't there, have a lawyer, have somebody that's knowledgeable that can break it down and understand what you're signing away. Sister said, read the Black Dictionary. We need to educate our people and come out of this indoctrination. This is not our way. It is not our way. And it has not worked for us. It hasn't worked for us. People don't want to take accountability for their actions. Where do you think melanated people learn this from? You asking me a question. I think that melanated people, I think that it's particularly Black Americans, how we don't want to take accountability. We don't want to take accountability as a community when it comes to the things we do to each other. We don't want to speak against it. We have we have that stop snitching thing on each other, right? I'm not saying that I'm down with that. I'm just saying we don't even have a real understanding of what that is. Snitching is like where you both do a crime, he get caught, well, you both get locked up, but you give information on him so that you can get out. So now you don't have to do no time. You scot-free while your friend is in there, but you both did it together. That's what the definition is. Because if something was to happen to any Black person, any Black person's family, brother, sister, whatever, and you know who did it, you telling me that you're not going to say anything to the law enforcement? You know who did this to your sibling. You're not gonna say nothing? That's not, let's say you did. That's not snitching. Snitching is when you get the upper hand, you get out free, even though you did the crime, but you told on the person that you did the crime with, and they locked up for the rest of their life, but you got off. And people looking at you and wondering, how did you get out? But getting back to what you're saying about where do we learn this from? We learn this from America. America don't take no accountability. They tell you to forget about it when it comes to what happened to your ancestors. America don't take, that's where we learn it from, not taking no accountability, because the people who once had us subjugated won't take any accountability. They say, you know what, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. That was a long time ago. It didn't happen to you today. So what are you bringing it up for? They don't take any accountability. They don't take any accountability for all of the mass shootings. They don't take no accountability. They won't. They'll put it on the boy not having a father at home. Well, black people don't be having fathers at home. They don't run up and shoot up no school. You know what I'm saying? So that lack of accountability for crime, that lack of accountability for doing horrible things to people, we learned it from them. Some of the worst things that black people have been demonized for, guess who did it first? White folks. When you look at, you know how they talk about drive-by shooting, right? Guess what the first drive-by shooting was? It was in East St. Louis. White men in a car came by and shot at black people that were inside of a church. That's the first on record, right? Long time ago. But people forget about Al Capone and Bugsy Siegel and all of the mobsters that were just, with Tommy guns terrorizing each other. Black people wasn't doing that back then. The things that black people do to one another came far later. Came far later. And the things we do to one another is horrible. And we do need to take accountability and say, like, this is wrong. This is, you know what I mean? We have to stop hurting one another. A lot of black people know that they got a loved one, they got a cousin, they got a brother, somebody that's doing grimy stuff, doing dirt, scamming people, robbing people, willing to blow somebody down for nothing, for looking at them wrong. But you'll give him a pass. You won't say he's wrong. You know what I mean? You can't take accountability for the evil that's right in your own family. Sister said, what's up, Black Dazzle? Black Dazzle said, the streets have been talking about Jay-Z and his inappropriate behavior with minors and females just as long as they've been talking about Diddy. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Right. People ain't talking about this stuff for nothing. You're right, sis. They ain't talking about this for nothing. And when you're in that industry, you have to expect it. You have to expect what comes with that. As black people, you want to be surprised and you want to be upset and you want to make an excuse for any celebrity that some allegations come out on them. And you just can't believe it because you have made these celebrities your idols. You have made these celebrities your God. Like, black people say they believe in God and they believe in this. No, you believe in Beyonce. You believe in Jay-Z. You believe in P. Diddy. You believe in R. Kelly. You know what I mean? You believe in Megan Thee Stallion. That's your God. Sexy Red, that's your God. Cardi B, that's your God. You know what I'm saying? That's your idol. And this is your example of what a good life is. This is the person that you're looking at as, okay, I'm gonna pattern my life after them. I'm gonna live a life like them. Black excellence. They say black excellence or a high value man. Well, guess what? P. Diddy was a high value man. Jay-Z is a high value man. R. Kelly was a high value man. That's what you call a high value man? Bruce, you said, I bet she wasn't their only person who can coach her on her story. Is somebody that was there that night paid attention. Lay low for years till Shorty was of age. She probably didn't want to do it. Man, you right, bro. And who knows? Who knows? They probably have. I mean, this is 2000. They said it happened in 2000, but people had cameras. People had cameras in 2000. Who knows if it might just be on video? Don't nobody know what the evidence is. They just say it's it's an accuser, and this is 20 years ago. So, like you say, lay low. That's crazy. For 20 years, I got dirt on you for 20 years, and I'm gonna bring it out when the time is right. Black Dazzle said, I did makeup in the industry for almost 20 years. I know a lot of this information are facts. I believe you, Black Dazzle. I've heard things too. I've heard of people being in the industry that I actually spoke with and just seen, like rituals and stuff like that done in the studio. So I know this does exist. To what extent, I don't know, but I know the industry is full of evil and full of this type of activity that no one actually talks about. Sister said, they put us on Front Street because our voices are powerful. You're right. And it takes the focus off of their own. Look at the United Healthcare cases and look at what came to the headlines now. Right. Right. You had a full-blown example of white on white crime. And nobody's talking about that just swept over everybody's head. That was a full-blown in your face example of white on white crime to the fullest. That was what America is built on. They've been assassinating people, each other for the longest. Right. He didn't get pressed. Right. Maybe it'll come out, like I'm not saying it's 100% concrete, bro. I'm just saying, like, in general, these things have happened for a long time. Whoever put that together was a stick-up kid. Actual shit like this will pop up in the future for the waves of rappers that came and left. Right. Yeah. So I'm not saying. I just want to be clear. I'm not speaking as though this is actual facts or truth. I'm just saying, like, I'm not surprised, and Black folks shouldn't be surprised or shouldn't be upset that it's coming out, knowing the history of the entertainment industry. You know the history of this entertainment industry. So you can't be mad that this is a possibility because it's been proven, say for instance, like with R. Kelly. And we can say, oh, maybe they made someone mad and someone said, we can say that and try to shift the blame. But these folks that are from the Black community that end up in that entertainment industry, they make those choices too. I don't believe anybody is putting a gun to your head making you do it. What I just said was Black people I believe they're usually so thirsty and so hungry to get out the hood and just make it that you're willing to do whatever you have to. And also you come in there and you seeing other people do these things and you think it's okay to do too. And then you just develop into that person behind the scenes, or should I say that monster behind the scenes, until finally somebody brings it out years later. And it's like you're on this airplane and you're flying so high, sky high, and then that airplane gets shot down, right? And you didn't think it was going to get shot down, but it gets shot down. Michael said, let me see. After slavery, Jim Crow, hung for trees, dragged from trucks, KKK burned alive. They never helped with mental health programs. Man, hey, Michael, you up in here dropping some hot flame and fire right now. Like, many people look at Black folks like there is something actually, like, what's wrong with them? Because you see some of the things that our people do, some of the crimes our people commit, how we could be so cruel to one another. No one never questions the mental health aspect of Black folks. They question everybody else's mental health, traumatic experiences. How has it affected How has it affected, this group of people? Nobody never thought to do studies like that on Black folks, but they have done genetic studies on Jewish people. And what they found was that because of the trauma that Jewish people experienced from the Holocaust, that it changed the DNA genetic makeup that was passed on to their offspring. They did that on Jewish people because of the Holocaust. Now, the Holocaust, to my understanding, was 6 years. When you look at Black folks, we went through, slavery, which was basically terrorism on a daily basis for at least 250 years. Wouldn't you think that there is something that is going on in the inside of Black people, that there's trauma that was passed down? This is not a study or nothing, but this is just something I thought about because I seen how many Black people were on drugs. And I thought about everything that Black people went through, and I'm not an expert, but I said, we are the perfect race to be drug addicted if there ever was a people. Because when you look at us, like we do drugs like it's like drinking water. Many Black people, smoke cigarettes, smoke weed, pop pills, just always want to be abbreviated, just under the influence. And I said, we are like a people that are perfect to get hooked on something, because drugs, traditionally, the people, like, scientists will say, they're a coping mechanism. So you have this stressor, you have these stressors, you have this trauma, you have this thing built into you, you have this anxiety of the world, of being around certain groups, people. It's easy for you to just be under the influence of something. It's easy for you to just check out for 1 or 2 hours. Or you ever notice, like, you have Black people that can't do anything without smoking a cigarette? You can't, and it's not just Black people, okay, that are like that, but we're talking about Black folks. You have Black people that can't go anywhere without getting high. You gotta start your day getting high. You gotta go to get high before you go to sleep. You're going to an event. Hold up. Let me get high. You got to get high. Go to a family reunion. You got to get high. You feel you have social anxiety, is what they say, when you can't just function sober doing regular things. You even have Black folks that will be going to an interview. They got to get high, and they'll risk that by just trying to do something to clean their system or take someone else's urine. But the point that I'm making is that no one thinks like, damn, something is probably wrong with these people. We should look into this. We've never tried, like what they try to do with Black people is try to come with work programs and try to figure out a what, like all our problems are just financial. Like all our problems are financial, man. Like our problems ain't just financial. You know how they talk about reparations and stuff? Sister said they tried to say it was a light-skinned man. I wish people would see it as an attack on our people, because they are definitely afraid of our uprise. MK Ultra, exactly. Sister said they conducted an experiment on our people by indoctrination. Hence why we are adding the Bible curriculum to elementary schools, grades 5th, the age of influence and brainwashing. You said the indoctrination, why they are adding the Bible curriculum to elementary schools. The folks hit drugs because they became addicted when Sears and whatnot sold morphine and mail order catalogs back. Damn, I heard cocaine was in Coca-Cola. Now, sister, you said they're trying to indoctrinate us with the Bible. I believe in the Bible, sis. If we actually did some basic things, like not covet what each other has, not kill one another, not steal from one another. If we could do some basic things that's in the Bible, treat people how you want to be treated, the Black community can change overnight if we just try to institute those. I'm not talking about Christianity. I'm not talking about the Black Christian church. That's not what's in the Bible. But if we just do some basic things, as far as not coveting what other black people have, not sleeping with another man's woman, not trying to be with another man or woman, not stealing from one another, not, unaliving one another, in treating each other how we want to be treated, I think we'll be all right. That's just a small piece. Other part of it is stop eating unclean food like pork and like the things that was given to us on the plantation, right? But well, there was a comment. I kind of lost what I was finna say, but reparations. I was talking about, okay, let me get back to that. I'm gonna wrap it up, y'all. Give me a second. I'm gonna wrap it up. But I was gonna say the trauma that has happened to us, many people, we talk about reparations, right? Let's just say that they gave black people reparations. They cut a check. I believe I had read, this was years ago, I had read where it was a European guy that did the research for the amount of hours worked per day that our ancestors did. And he came up with a number like, I think it was 13-14 trillion dollars that black people are owed. 13-14 trillion dollars for reparations. But let's say they cut the check, right? Because of the problems and issues that black people have that are not financial, many black people would be broke in 2 weeks. Like, just say they gave everybody $250,000. Every black person that's a descendant of the transatlantic slave trade, you get $250,000. A lot of black people would, spend that money on the things that they spend money on now, which is partying and drugs. Probably buy a big house and a couple of cars, just like a rapper, just like a Jay-Z, just like, your favorite woman, rapper / actress or whatever. A lot of us are so destroyed that money is not the fix to the problems that we have at this point in time. It would be great. It would be excellent, but it's not the answer to the trauma and the dysfunction and the mental illness, the mental problems that we have as a people. We're messed up in that way. Now, the time done passed so long in our treatment that, I think we're in a place where money just can't fix us just by itself. Maybe when we just got out of slavery and we would be able to have our own land and be able to be on our own, kind of like what ended up happening in Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Maybe if we had stayed on that course, because back then I'm sure it was some bad people, bad black people, but it was no such thing of us just hurting one another and unaliving one another for barely no reason at all, like it is today. We're like rats that's trapped in the projects, that's biting and fighting each other when the resources get low. Let me see. Sister, so you said, I know your thoughts because you know that parts of the hand that has been colonized, those tribes will alive. Mm-hmm. Right. So I don't think that, I think that, you just got to let time will tell what's going to happen with this and stuff like this. From what I've seen, it'd be dragged out for years. That R. Kelly thing was dragged out for a long time too. But the point is black folks, man, we got to stop. We have to stop idolizing these celebrities and putting them up on a pedestal. They're people just like you and me. They're people that got a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff that's going on that you probably could not even handle. While you're thinking that you want their life, trust me, you definitely don't want their life. They have to stay high all the time. A lot of them. A lot of these rappers and stuff, you look at them, these people in the industry, they be high all the damn time. That ain't no good life where you have to be loaded all the time. That tells me that you're trying to escape your reality. Like, yeah, he's a celebrity. Yeah, everybody loves him. Yeah, he can't walk outside with people rushing him. Yeah, the paparazzi is on him. He's a superstar, but he's always on drugs. He's always high. Something is wrong. something is wrong. You're not even sober enough to just enjoy being a celebrity, because possibly it's something that doesn't happen behind the scenes that all of the fans and people that's looking at you don't know has happened to you. And you're just trying to escape it constantly. You're trying to keep your mind running constantly because you don't want to think about it. Right. I don't think the celebrities are like, first of all, if you're a person like me, you don't want to be bothered all the time. You have your times when you're social, but you also have your times where you just want to go, you know, I just want to go to the library, look at a book. I just want to go grab something to drink real quick. And in that time, imagine you just doing something like that, and people are following you. Or you walk into a store and everybody got their phone out trying to take a picture of you, and everybody running up to you. That is just being a human being. You know, sometimes you on, sometimes you off. Sometimes you just on cruise control. You don't want to be bombarded, in certain times. But the point is, once again, I gotta say it again: Jay-Z, P. Diddy, R. Kelly, the Megan Thee Stallions, the Beyoncés, the Cardi B's, the Sexy Reds of the world are not leaders. They are not people you should be, emulating and trying to live like, and putting all your energy into, uh, trying to get the life that you see they have, trying to live that life. Let things be. We gonna see, but we have a track record in the industry for what goes on behind those closed doors, and the allegations that have come out. Those are sickening. Those are sickening. It's horrible to hear something like this. I hope I don't see no black women online trying to defend Jay-Z, trying to defend it. Just let it be. Let's just see if the evidence comes out. Let's just see what comes out. You know what I mean? We know it's ugly. We know it's horrible. We know it's the same old song. It's the same old song, and it will continually be the same old song. He's not the first, and he won't be the last. Hey, shout out to all of y'all, man. Shout out to sisters, SIP TV, Michael Foster, Black Dazzle. Who else was up in here? Somebody else was up here. Bruce Lazama. Shout out to you, Bulls fan 25. Shout out to you, always rocking with me. Hey, I just wanted to do a small live. I was gonna go late at night, but I was like, nah, I ain't gonna do it. Shout out to Kodash and also Hakoyam. Shout out to y'all too for being up in here. Shout out to everybody that was rocking with me. Just make sure that you remember that these people are not what you should be aspiring to be, and that there are real black leaders that are doing real work in possibly in your community, real men and women that are actually for their people, that are doing amazing things, that are mentoring people, that are feeding people, that are teaching and raising up their people, teaching them their identity. Those are real leaders, not celebrities. Celebrities have never been important in ancient times in different cultures. Celebrities were always there just to pacify you. The people that are actually important are the people that are making the laws, that are making changes, and on the grassroots level, the people that are actually in your community trying to fix the community, trying to help the elderly women and elderly men, trying to help the widow, and trying to help and teach and mentor the youth. All right. Now, with that, this is Black Authentic Truth. Thank y'all for rocking with me. Peace. I'll talk to y'all later. All right. Y'all have a good rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your day. And yeah, I'll see y'all later. Peace.